You're listening to the Happy Workaholic podcast. I'm your host, Kellyanne Gorman. This show was once about business, LinkedIn, and my life with an autoimmune disease. And then one day I found out I was misdiagnosed, so I had to switch things up a bit. Life is so short, and when you're given a second chance, you better believe I'm going to take it, celebrate it, and share it with you. I'm on a mission to help women take their business and life to that next level they deserve to be at. This show is intended to elevate your mind, upgrade your business, enhance your life, and become part of a positive and uplifting community. Inspiration, motivation, and determination are what got me to where I am today, and I cannot wait to share these amazing stories of other female entrepreneurs who will be featured on the show. If you have a story or brand you want to share, send me a message on Facebook and Instagram today. You can find me at The Happy Workaholic. I would love to connect with you. Do you want to live chat during this episode? Make sure you're listening on iHeartRadio. I'm here to remind you to work hard, stay humble, follow your dreams, and never, ever give up. Thanks for taking the time to subscribe to the Happy Workaholic podcast. And now let's get into today's show. Today's episode is brought to you by Your Podcast Production. Have you been wanting to launch your own podcast but not sure where to begin? Is time the only thing holding you back? Maybe you're already recording but need somebody to guide you through the production process. Do you have a message that needs to be heard? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then I have just the program for you. Your Podcast Production designs, coaches, produces, and aligns you and your brand to have a successful, enjoyable, and profitable podcast. After launching my own show, I had so many women reach out to me and ask me how I did it. So what did I do? I created something I wish existed. There are many ways to create and launch a podcast, and you want to make sure you do it right from the very beginning. I believe that keeping it simple, organized, and original is the most effective and efficient way to go. Are you ready to start the process? Are you ready to learn more? Visit yourpodcastproduction.com today. Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new show. Today I want to share with you some of my favorite apps I use that are on my iPhone that keep me organized in my business, that help me run my business on the go, as well as some of my favorite social media tools. So let's get started. One of my favorite apps that keeps me really organized is the Books app. And this is a little orange square that you're probably used to seeing for your audiobooks, but you can actually save all of your PDFs to it. So for example, when it comes time for me to send my media kit to brands or guests or somebody just requesting any information about myself or this podcast, I have a PDF ready to go in my Books app. So I simply go to the app and send the email. It's a lot easier than keeping everything in my email. I used to do that all the time, save it as a favorite, scroll through, do a search. That's just so time consuming. So why not save yourself some time and save it to your Books app? This is also a great tool if you have children in school, if you're part of a group or a community and you have a lot of documents. As long as they're in a PDF, you can save them to the Books app and then they're always there ready to go. This is great for medical situations as well. If you have documents that you need to send to doctors, always keep them there. Now, my next favorite app will help you with turning documents into a PDF. So for example, say that you are going to a doctor or you are signing your kids up for soccer or you need something to send to a brand or a client, somebody that you're working with, and it's not in a PDF. There's this amazing app called Camscanner, and you can actually just take a picture of the document and turn it into a PDF so that you can attach it and the document will not move. How amazing is that? It's called Camscanner, Camscanner, Camscanner. So Books and Camscanner are like two of my favorite. To keep my documents organized when it comes to working with clients, sometimes I have Google Drive in use and sometimes I have Dropbox. So it really depends on my client and if they use Gmail as their email provider And if they are sending me big files of podcasts or just something that we're working on together, those are the two apps that I have on my phone specifically that I use with my clients. Now, when it comes time to sign documents and you're not on your computer and you don't, have time or access to something that you can sit, write, fax it, email it, all that fun stuff, there are two apps I use all the time. I switch back and forth. One is DocuSign and one is Sign Now. So if somebody is sending you a document that you need to sign and you're not on your computer at home, you can actually open the attachment in your email, send it to DocuSign or Sign Now, and then sign the actual document, save it, and send it back, which is another reason why, again, Books is so important, the Books app I mentioned first, because you can save your copies there as well. So if you are in need of signing contracts, this is a perfect app. Well, these two are perfect apps for you. DocuSign and Sign Now. Now, when it comes time, like I mentioned, to fax, like sometimes we still fax. So there's an app called Fax Burner. And that is the one I use if for some odd reason email is not working out, or a client or a brand I'm working with doesn't want an email, they want a fax. It's very rare these days, but I still keep it on my phone, and I was using it for certain clients. They just need things faxed. So it's called Fax Burner. Now, for those of you that have conference calls and prefer video over audio, I love Zoom. A lot of people use Skype. I actually use Zoom audio for all of my podcast recordings with guests. So I actually record on my mic using Audacity, but I have Zoom audio going on my phone. When it comes to video, obviously you can use Zoom or Skype, whatever your preference is. If you are in need of a conference call to happen and you need a lot of people to call in, the app I've used for that is called FCC Dialer. So it's for conference calls, and that's really good. Another app that is on your phone when you actually get it is your Contacts app. And I've actually never used this. I have friends that use it to pull up their contacts, which is obviously what it's for. But I always just go to my phone icon. And the Contacts app, I actually utilize this whenever I back up my iPhone and I check how many contacts I have, which is literally thousands. And I have had a situation where I lost thousands of contacts a couple years ago. So if you actually scroll down, I'm doing it right now, in your Contacts app, you can see how many contacts you have in your phone. And then you always want to cross-reference that to your backup, so your iCloud, and make sure your syncs are working. Make sure all of these contacts are actually in your phone, and that you got to do a cross-check, cross-reference here, and make sure everything is always backing up properly to your iCloud. I was telling a friend the other day, when you don't have your iCloud backing up, the information that you're using on your phone every single day is obviously not going to be on your cloud. So God forbid something happens with your phone, it gets wet, you lose it, something like crazy happens. Everything is able to be accessed as long as it's in your cloud. So the thousands of photos and all that fun stuff, all your apps, you can literally just walk into Apple and put your cloud on your phone and you're good to go. So make sure every night you're staying organized and backing up your phone. It's a really, really good thing to do because I have not done it in the past and I lost a lot of information on my phone. So those are some of my favorite apps that are on my phone that I use consistently. Books, Camscanner, and DocuSign Sign Now. Those are the top. Those are the ones that keep me, I'm able to run my business on the go. I'm able to sign contracts. I'm able to send emails, send media kits. Like, I just love being organized, especially when I'm on the go. I always have my planners with me and my huge purse, and I like everything simple and organized. And I just really, really love these apps, so I wanted to share them with you. Now, when it comes time to one of my favorite social media platforms, Instagram, I use a number of different apps for that. But first and foremost, if you've been following me for a while, and if you've worked with me, you're very familiar with the app called If This Then That, IFTTT. Now, this will literally automate all of your social media. You can choose how you want it to be automated. You can also use it to sync up to appliances and high efficiency items in your home as well, as long as it's has the capability, but you can search for them. I would recommend setting this up on your desktop. So you just go to ifttt.com, sign up. You can sign up with Facebook, Twitter, sign up and do all of your searches and see how you want to automate your social media posts. But make sure you put the app on your phone so that when it triggers your automations, if there's a problem, it's going to notify you on your phone. I always tell my clients this, make sure it's on your phone, but set everything else up on your desktop because it's a lot easier to read. And you can really I feel like you could do a much better search when on your desktop. So IFTTT, if you don't have it, you need it. It's amazing. They really should be sponsoring my shows by now. I love this app so much. If it goes away, I'm going to be so sad because it does so much for me. So I wanted to share that with you first. A new app I'm starting to use right now is called When to Post. So you actually use this. So you integrate it with your Instagram, and it will show you what times, 3 times a day, is the best time for you specifically to be posting on your Instagram according to your insights. So this is a really good app to use when you're not getting the traction that you feel like you should. And it will really help take your Instagram to a whole nother level. Some of the design apps that I like to use when it comes to either my feed or my Instagram stories, I'm really loving Unfold and Story Art. Those are 2 of my favorites that I'm using right now. I use them for graphics and my stories, like I said. And one of my favorite apps I've been using literally for years is called Square Ready. One word, Square Ready. And this app allows me to size my photos in a perfect square. Because those of you that need the perfect Instagram feed and have this perfect photo, but it's not square, you need Square Ready. You size it, you can, add color and different dimensions and filters and all that fun stuff. But to get it to a square, this is what you need. It's literally my favorite tool because I hate when I upload photos that are not square and they don't look perfect in my feed. Now you know Now you know what I use. This is my little trick, Square Ready. I will always have a perfect square image. Nothing is cut off or cropped. So download that one today. I love it. Obviously, Boomerang, everybody knows about that one. Hopefully, if you don't, then you need to download Boomerang. It's so much fun. I love to use Cut Story for my Instagram stories to chop up my video. So if you're filming a video straight from your iPhone, and this Cut Story will actually chop it up into 15-second segments so that you can upload the clips per 15-second segment in your Instagram stories. However, Snapchat and Instagram allow you to do that now, so I haven't been using this app as much. But if for some reason you need a backup, Cut Story will do that for you. PicLab is another one I like if I want to kind of put 4 or 5 images in one. But again, Unfold is doing that for me as well. But these are just options. These are the ones I used in the beginning before, I came across newer apps, which is always what happens, right? Here comes a helicopter. Welcome to the beach life. This isn't an app, but it's something that you should utilize. I really love it. It's when you record your screen. So if you swipe up on your iPhone, the bottom left, you'll have a little circle, and that's to record your screen. So if you follow me on social media, you'll see I post a lot of videos, especially on my Instagram stories, of clips of my podcast running on Apple Podcasts, and that's how I do it. And then I crop out the top, or I enlarge it so that you don't see that I'm recording it. So I really love that app, and I do it for a few of my clients, and I text it to them, and then they share it on their social media. And I just love recording. And then especially if clients are asking me how to do something on my phone or how to use a certain app, I send them a video. And this is how I do it. I record my screen, what I'm actually doing on my phone, so that I can show them what I'm doing. So if you're looking to record your screen, or if you have a podcast and you want to share the audio from Apple Podcasts, this is a great way to do it. Get Wave is really good too, where you can actually add in more text, but I just like the actual audio showing it from Apple Podcasts. So I love recording my screen. And again, if that's not on the bottom left on your phone, you can just go into the settings and turn it on, and then it will appear. So those are my favorite apps I just wanted to share with you guys when it comes to running my business on the go, staying organized, and some of my favorite tools I use for Instagram. On Monday's show, I'm going to be sharing some of my apps that help keep me calm, less stressed, more focused, and motivated, and just some personal use apps that I really love that are on my phone. So stay tuned for that show, but that is what I wanted to share with you guys today, keeping it short and sweet. As I mentioned in my last show, you're going to be getting 3 doses of me every week from now on, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Mondays, as I mentioned in the last episode, you can hear more on my personal life, personal development, mindset, meditation, all geared towards making ourselves better, right? On Wednesdays, you can continue to hear more episodes with amazing female entrepreneurs I have coming on the show for the I Chose This Life series. And Friday is going to be all about sharing more tips and tools you can use to enhance your business and take it to the next level. So if you guys have any suggestions and things that you would like me to speak on, or you have anything else you want me to bring up on another show, please just take a screenshot of this episode while you're listening, tag me on Facebook and Instagram at The Happy Workaholic, or just shoot me a DM anywhere. I'd be more than happy to answer your questions on this show. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I will talk to you again soon. Thank you so much for listening to today's show. If you liked this episode, please share it with someone who you feel needs to hear this message. And don't forget to tag me at The Happy Workaholic on Facebook and Instagram so I can feature you on my stories. And if you have 2 minutes and listening on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, I would love it if you could leave me a review. Those messages mean so much to us podcasters, and they really help me create more of the content that you'll love. Want to continue today's conversation? It's simple. Head to Facebook and search for the Happy Workaholic Network Facebook group. Answer the questions and you're in. For more information on myself, coaching programs, weekly newsletter, and more, visit thehappyworkaholic.com. The Happy Workaholic Podcast is part of the iHeartRadio Podcast Network. Be sure to follow the Happy Workaholic Podcast on iHeartRadio or subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. I hope that your day continues to be happy, healthy, positive, and productive, and I'll talk to you again soon.